47. Let's freaking go. That's a monkey on the first spot. That's a fox. That's a squirrel. Oh my god, that's a freaking nundo. What the freak? That's a 0. Oh my god, that was random. No way. Yarr! That's a frog. That's a monk. That's a shed boy. That's a monkey. Sad frog. That's a ghost. That's a monk. That's a bee. That's a snake. That's a squirrel. That's a sad froggy. That's a monk. That's a squirrel. Sad froggy again. That's a bat. That's a rat. That's a knot. That's a wet. That's a cat. Huge sad frogger. That's a lobster. That's a duck. Monk. That's a squirrel. That's an ice cream. That's a frog. That's a monk. That's a squirrel. That's a duck. That's a monkey. That's a frog. That's a mouse. That's a mouse. That's a monkey. Another one. That's a monkey. That's a bee. That's a bunny. That's a sheep. That's a snail. That's a rock. That's a spinning flat. That's a blob. That's a cat. That's a ghost. That's a fly. That's a bull. That's a bunny. You're so funny. What you know? That's a squirrel. That's a cat. That's a lamb. That's a bird. That's a bee. That's a star. You're a star. That's a big piggy. That's a balloon. That's a moon. That's a snow pig. That's a frog. That's a bunny. That's a mudfish. That's a snake. That's a monkey. That's a rock. That's a sheep. That's a ghost. That's a squirrel. That's a sheep. That's a sheep. That's a snake. That's a tiny bird. That's a frog. That's a beaver. That's a frog. That's a cat. That's a lobster. That's a bug. That's a bear. That's a monkey. That's a slug. That's a stuff. And that's a freaking shiny dog. Yeah. Let's go. And this one's on the incense. Yeah. It's not a shundo. But don't worry. It's okay. That's a sheep. That's a skunk. That's a bird. That's a ball. That's a dragon. Oh, egg. Hold up. Not good. Egg baby, not good. That's a cat. That's a bunny. That's a squirrel. That's a monkey. 98. Okay. Better than last time. Okay. I mean, better than last time in terms of amounts, but not really good. No Galarian bird. We did get a shiny, though. There's a shiny right there. Nice. 98 Pokemon. It could have been better, though. But it's okay. Alright, I'm gonna give this one like 3 out of 10, though. Bye-bye.